September 1914, northern France. The German army is a machine. It grinds through towns like a thresher through wheat. Lus-en-Gohel is just another name on the map. Population 7,000. About to become a graveyard. Emilienne Moreau is 17 years old. She works at a cafe. She pours coffee. She wipes tables. She smiles at customers who tip. Normal life, boring life, safe life. That morning she hears the artillery, distant thunder rolling closer. The older men in town know what it means. They've heard stories from 1870, when the Prussians came, when France bled. But this is 1914. This is supposed to be different, modern, civilized. The shells hit the eastern edge of town around noon. Stone buildings explode into dust clouds. Screams echo through cobblestone streets. Emilienne runs home. Her father is standing in the doorway. He's holding his hunting rifle. Not a military weapon. Just an old bolt-action rifle he uses for deer. He tells her to get inside, to hide in the cellar. She argues. He shouts. She obeys. She's halfway down the cellar stairs when she hears boots. German voices. Sharp commands in a language she doesn't understand. Then her father's voice. Defiant. Angry. Then a gunshot. One single crack that splits her world in half. She freezes on the stairs. Her body knows before her mind accepts it. Silence. Then laughter. German laughter. She climbs back up. Slowly. Each step feels like walking through water. She pushes the cellar door open. Her father is lying in the doorway, face down, blood pooling around his head. The rifle is on the ground next to him. 2 German soldiers are standing in the street, smoking, joking. One of them kicks her father's boot, checking if he's dead. He is. Emilienne Moreau stops being a girl who pours coffee. Right there, in that exact second, she becomes something else entirely. She doesn't cry. Not yet. Crying comes later. Right now there's just white noise in her head, and a rifle on the ground, and 2 men who need to die. She picks up the rifle. It's heavier than she remembers. Her father let her shoot it once. 2 years ago. Tin cans in the backyard. She missed most of them. She doesn't know how to reload. Doesn't know how many rounds are left. Doesn't know anything about combat or tactics or how to kill a human being. She just knows they're still there. 20 meters away. Backs turned. Still laughing, she steps over her father's body. Walks into the doorway. Raises the rifle. Her hands are shaking. The front sight wavers. She's read about soldiers in wars. About how hard it is to shoot another person. About how men freeze. About how training beats hesitation out of you. She has no training. Just rage. The rifle kicks against her shoulder. The sound is deafening. One of the soldiers drops. Just drops. Like a puppet with cut strings. The second soldier spins around. His eyes go wide. He's seeing a teenage girl in a dress holding a hunting rifle. He's probably confused. Probably thinks this is some kind of mistake. He reaches for his Moser. She works the bolt. Ejects the spent casing. Chambers another round. Muscle memory from that one afternoon 2 years ago. She fires again. Center mass. He staggers backward. Sits down hard against a wall. Blood spreads across his uniform. She walks forward. Rifle still raised. Her ears are ringing. Her shoulder hurts from the recoil. Both men are making sounds. Wet, gurgling sounds. She doesn't feel victorious. Doesn't feel scared. Doesn't feel anything except the need to make sure they stop moving. She stands over them. Watches them die. 3 minutes ago, she was normal. Now she's a killer. The town is chaos. Buildings burning. People screaming. German advance units pushing through the streets like a flood. Emilienne drags her father's body inside. closes the door, sits with him for maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour. Time doesn't work right anymore. She can hear fighting. Close. The French army is trying to hold the town. Failing. Being pushed back street by street. She looks at the rifle. 4 rounds left. She counted. Checked the magazine like her father showed her. 4 chances. She could hide. Wait for the Germans to pass. Survive. But the thing that replaced the coffee-pouring girl doesn't want to survive. It wants to hurt them back. She goes upstairs, opens a window overlooking the main street, sets up behind a dresser, waits. A German patrol comes around the corner. 6 men, moving cautious, rifles up, scanning windows, looking for exactly what she's about to do. She picks the officer. He's in front, pointing, giving orders. She breathes out, squeezes. He goes down. The others scatter. Return fire. Bullets punch through the wall above her head. Plaster rains down. She doesn't move, waits for them to reload. Pops up, fires, misses, ducks. More bullets. The dresser explodes, wood splinters everywhere. She's breathing hard now, adrenaline dumping into her blood. This is different than the first 2. They're ready now. They're hunting her. She crawls to another window, peers out. 2 of them are trying to flank. Coming up the side street, she aims, fires. 1 drops, clutching his leg, screaming. The others retreat, drag their wounded, disappear around a corner. She's down to 1 round. Her shoulder is bruised purple from recoil. Her hands are shaking so hard she can barely hold the rifle. But she's smiling, actually smiling, because she just held off 6 German soldiers, 17 years old. 4 days of work experience serving coffee, and she just won a firefight. The French find her that night. A squad of poilus doing house to house. They kick in the door expecting civilians or corpses. They find a teenage girl sitting at a kitchen table, covered in plaster dust, holding an empty rifle. 2 dead Germans in the street outside, blood on her dress. They think she's in shock. They try to lead her away. She refuses, points to the bodies, tells them what happened. They don't believe her. A girl? Killing trained soldiers? Impossible. Then they see her father, see the timeline, see the spent casings scattered upstairs, see the bullet holes stitching through the walls. The squad sergeant stares at her. He's maybe 30, seen combat for 3 weeks, lost half his company. He looks at this girl who's seen combat for 3 hours. He asks if she wants to leave, go south, away from the fighting. She says no. She wants more ammunition. He laughs, thinks she's joking. She's not joking. She describes exactly how she killed them, where she aimed, how the recoil felt, how long it took them to die. The sergeant stops laughing. He gives her ammunition, 20 rounds, tells her to stay inside, stay safe. She nods, waits for them to leave, then goes back upstairs. The Germans come back the next morning. Different unit. They've heard about resistance in this sector, about a sniper. They're moving careful. She's patient now, learned from yesterday, waits until they're committed, bunched up at an intersection. She drops 3 before they locate her position. The rest pull back, call for artillery. She evacuates before the shells hit. Her house explodes into rubble 30 seconds after she clears the door. She doesn't care. She's already moving to the next position, the next window, the next shot. This goes on for 2 weeks. The front line shifts back and forth through Lusongogel like a saw blade. Emilienne doesn't leave. She knows every street, every alley, every cellar that connects to the sewers. The Germans start calling her the ghost, la fantôme. They don't know she's a girl. They just know someone is killing them, picking off stragglers, shooting officers, disappearing before they can respond. French intelligence hears the reports, sends an officer to investigate. Captain Bernier, career military, decorated, skeptical. He finds Emilienne in a collapsed bakery. She's got a Mauser now, taken from a dead German. Better rifle, more ammunition. She's also got a collection. 17 spent casings, one for each confirmed kill. She's keeping score. Bernier asks her age. She tells him. He doesn't believe her. Asks for papers. She laughs, points to the rubble. Everything burned. No papers, no proof. Just her word and a pile of brass. He asks why she's doing this. She tells him about her father, about the 2 soldiers, about the 3 minutes that changed everything. He asks if she's scared. She says no. She's too angry to be scared. He asks what she wants. She wants to enlist. Officially, in the French army. He explains that's impossible. Women can't serve. It's against regulations. She points out the window. The war doesn't care about regulations. The dead don't care about paperwork. She's killed more Germans than half his platoon. He knows she's right. He also knows the army will never accept it. So he makes her an offer. Unofficial attachment. No uniform, no rank, no pay. But ammunition, support, intelligence on German positions. She accepts immediately. Bernier writes in his report that night that he's just recruited the most dangerous soldier he's ever met, and she's not old enough to vote. October 1914. The war is settling into stalemate. Trenches starting to scar the landscape. Lucengohel is in no man's land now. Constantly contested. Neither side holds it. Both sides bleed for it. Emilienne operates in the ruins. She's not alone anymore. Bernier assigned her 2 poilus. Veterans. They're supposed to protect her, keep her out of trouble. Within 3 days, she's teaching them urban combat. How to move through rubble without silhouetting. How to use collapsed buildings as hides. How to shoot and relocate before return fire arrives. They're embarrassed, being taught by a teenager, but they're also alive. And the 3 men who didn't listen to her are dead. So they learn. The tactics spread. Other units start requesting her, asking for the girl who knows the ruins. High command hears about it, sends investigators. They interview soldiers. Everyone confirms the same story. She's real. She's effective. She's killing Germans. But she's also a propaganda problem. If the enemy finds out France is using a teenage girl in combat, scandal, humiliation, proof of French desperation, so they bury it. No official records, no photographs, no medals, just quiet support and a standing order to keep her alive. Emilienne doesn't care about recognition. She cares about the work, and the work is endless. Every day brings new targets, new patrols, new officers who need killing. She's developed a specialty, long-range shots, 300 meters plus. Most infantry can't make those shots consistently. She can, because she's patient, because she understands wind, because she's fired thousands of rounds and learned from every miss. The Germans bring in their own snipers, counter-snipers specifically hunting for her. She kills 2 of them in the first week, takes their scopes, their rifles, their identification papers, sends the papers back to German lines with a note. In French, simple message. Next. The psychological warfare is almost as effective as the bullets. November 1914. First snow. The ruins turn white. Blood shows up darker. Emilienne is sitting in a collapsed church. 3rd floor. Hole in the wall gives her a sight line down the main avenue. She's been here for 6 hours, waiting. A German supply column is supposed to come through. Captain Bernier's intelligence? She's skeptical. Germans aren't stupid enough to use the main road. Too exposed. But orders are orders. She waits. The column appears at dawn. Trucks, horses, 50 men minimum. Moving fast, trying to cross the kill zone before snipers wake up. She lets them commit. Halfway through, then she shoots the lead horse. It crashes, blocks the road. Trucks pile up. Men scatter. She starts working through targets. Officers first, then machine gunners, then anyone who looks competent. Panic spreads. They're taking fire but can't locate the source. Church is too obvious. She's counting on that. They're searching buildings at ground level, not looking up, not checking ruins that should be unstable. She drops 11 men before they finally spot her muzzle flash. Return fire shatters what's left of the church wall. She's already moving. Down the stairs. Through a tunnel. Emerges 3 buildings away. Circles around. Comes up behind their position. They're still shooting at the church. She kills 4 more before they realize. By then it's too late. The column breaks. Abandons vehicles. Flees. Emilienne stays in position. Waits. 2 hours later, a recovery team comes for the trucks. She kills the officer in charge. They abandon the recovery. Leave everything. 12 trucks. Ammunition. Food. Medical supplies. A French patrol secures it that afternoon. Bernier estimates the captured supplies will sustain his company for 2 weeks. He recommends Emilienne for the Croix de Guerre. High command denies it. No official record means no official medal. She doesn't find out about the recommendation until years later. December 1914. Emilienne turns 18. No celebration. No cake. Just another day of killing. But something changes. The rage that's been fueling her starts to fade. Not disappear. Just fade. Become something colder. More clinical. She's not fighting for revenge anymore. She's fighting because she's good at it. Because the work needs doing. Because stopping means thinking. And thinking means remembering her father's face. So she doesn't stop. The French launch an offensive to retake Lucengohel permanently. Massive artillery barrage. Infantry assault. Emilienne goes in with the first wave. No rifle this time. She's carrying grenades. Satchel charges. Close quarters work. The trenches are a meat grinder. Bayonets and clubs and desperate men in the dark. She kills a German soldier with a shovel. Brains him when he comes around a corner. Doesn't hesitate. Doesn't feel anything. Just eliminates the threat and moves forward. The French take the town. Hold it for 3 days. Then lose it again. Emilienne is evacuated with the wounded. She's not wounded, but she's been fighting non-stop for 3 months. Command orders her to rest. She refuses. Goes AWOL. Returns to the ruins. Bernier finds her in her old position. The collapsed church. She's staring at the German lines. Not shooting, just watching. He asks if she's okay. She says yes. He knows she's lying. He sits with her. They don't talk, just sit. 2 soldiers who've seen too much, done too much. After an hour, she asks him a question. When does it stop? The killing, the fighting, the dying. He tells her the truth. It doesn't stop. Not until one side runs out of men or will or ammunition. Maybe not even then. She nods, picks up her rifle, goes back to work. Because if it's not going to stop anyway, she might as well be useful. January 1915. The French finally acknowledge her existence. Not officially, but they stop pretending she doesn't exist. A journalist embeds with Bernier's unit. Hears the stories. Wants to interview the ghost. Bernier arranges it. With conditions. No photographs. No real name. No specifics that could identify her. The article runs in Le Matin. Patriotic propaganda. The ghost of Luz. Mysterious sniper. Defender of France. It's mostly fiction. But it's useful fiction. Morale boost. Recruitment tool. Emilienne reads it and laughs. They made her sound noble, heroic, selfless. She's none of those things. She's just angry and tired and good at killing. But the article has consequences. The Germans put a bounty on her. 10,000 marks, dead or alive. Preferably dead. Their snipers intensify efforts. She has to change tactics. Move constantly, never use the same position twice. It's exhausting. By March, she's lost weight. Not sleeping. Jumping at sounds. Bernier forces her to rotate out. 1 week behind the lines. Rest. Hot food. Safety. She agrees. Hates every second of it. The quiet is worse than the combat. In combat, she has purpose. In rest, she has thoughts. Memories. Guilt. She returns after 4 days. Bernier doesn't argue. Just hands her a new rifle. Scope mounted. German origin. Taken from a sniper she killed. The best scope she's ever seen. She spends the next month perfecting her craft, pushing her effective range. 400 meters, 500 meters, 600 meters. Shots that most trained snipers can't make. She makes them consistently. The Germans pull entire companies back from sectors she's operating in. Too dangerous. Too many casualties. High command finally notices. Not her. The effect she's having. The territory she's denying. The psychological impact. They start planning operations around her capabilities, using her as a strategic asset. She's not a soldier. She's a weapon. April 1915. The war grinds on. Emilienne has been fighting for 7 months. Killed at least 53 Germans, probably more. She stopped counting at 53. The numbers stopped mattering. Each one is just another target. Another threat eliminated. Another day survived. Then something unexpected happens. A German officer surrenders to French lines. Specifically asks for the ghost. Wants to meet her. Command thinks it's a trap. Interrogates him for 3 days. He's genuine. Defected. Deserted. Walked across no man's land with a white flag. He tells them why. He's been hunting her for 2 months. Lost 12 men trying. Good men. Experienced snipers. She killed them all. He can't do it anymore. Can't send more men to die. Can't keep fighting someone who's better than his entire unit combined. So he quit. Emilienne meets him. Under guard. Through an interpreter. He asks one question. How old are you? She tells him. 18. He laughs. Not humor. Shock. Disbelief. He thought he was fighting a veteran. A specialist. Elite French sniper with years of training. Not a girl who learned to shoot 3 months before the war. He asks how. How is she so good? She tells him the truth. She's not good. She's just motivated. And the people shooting at her aren't. They're conscripts. Doing a job. Following orders. She's doing something else. Something personal. That's the difference. Motivation beats training. Rage beats discipline. Will beats skill. He understands. Nods. Asks if she'll ever stop. She says no. Not until they leave France. Not until every German soldier is dead or gone. He believes her. Everyone believes her. Because Emilienne Moreau doesn't lie. She doesn't exaggerate. She just kills. And she's very, very good at it. The war will last 3 more years. She'll fight in all of them.